This early access look is provided through a partnership with the EA Creator Network, formerly known as the EA Game Changers program. I'm Jason Sterling, and this is The Sims Horse Ranch. Okay, now we're going to take a look here. Let me pull back a little bit. This is all of the stuff from the build part of the build by catalog, right? So all of this stuff here, right? That's representative. That's represented here in this space. We're going to go through this here in a moment, swatch-wise, because there are a ton of different swatches for these items. The first thing we're going to start with are these particular doors. Now, they're all listed as doors. So this is listed as a door. This does not close. This is actually an archway. Now, it has the appearance of a door, but it is an archway. It does not open or close. This one, however, does. So we do have a sliding barn door here that does open and close. You can see he'll go through it. That's very, very cool. I am glad that we have at least that. I wish that these did the same, but they do not. We're going to come over here real quick. Another example is going to be something. This one does open and close. It's a single door. So that one does open and close. I think these just all swing inwards. We're going to take a look real quick, but yeah, they just swing inwards, so inwards or outwards. Yeah, so we have two sliding doors, which is this one and the larger one over there. I love both of those. Those are going to be great additions to the game. I do wish that this one did the same. We also have, let's see here, and this one also is just an archway. This one does not open or close. You can see there's no options here for locking it or anything like that. So that one's also an archway. And I particularly wish this one closed, open and closed. I really like the style of it, but okay. Let's get down here and take a look at what we have. These are our new flooring types, right? They come in a wide range of different swatches. We're going to look at these flooring types real quick and talk about the ceiling setup, how we can do the ceilings. Now, I've done some building already in another video. It does show me placing these tiles as a ceiling. All of the floor tiles that we have in game, so any floor tiles you have can be used as a ceiling tile. These 5 just happen to be new to the Horse Ranch pack. So we have a sort of wood here, brick, wood, and a sort of sky. This one's really, you could put it on the floor. Obviously, I have it on the floor. It's really designed, I think, more for ceilings. It will do there's a dark version of it. Yeah, you can see right there. They've got a ton of other swatches. On this, I think when you have a darker version, it will create a nighttime sky, like with constellations and stuff in it. As I recall, that's the case. I haven't seen anything else that would represent that, right? We have all these different swatches as well. There's a million different swatches here. As you can see, like always, right? Kind of scroll through them. When we get to the furniture will have actually out placed as each kind of swatch, right? Let's do that. I'm going to place this here in a minute for our example, for our ceiling. Got that. And we've got this sort of, interlocking brick pattern for floors or sidewalks, stuff like that. Okay, so that's the first two things I thought was cool, was the doors and then the flooring that we can use as ceiling tile. And in order to do flooring as a ceiling tile, you click on this and you go up. Let's see here. We're going to use this. We're going to put this on the ceiling. And we'll go down and see, you can see there. There we go. See, when you place it, you place it like that. Let me have this as a ceiling tile. You place it in place. Okay. You can see the different constellations there, right? And this looks like it's on the floor. That's actually the ceiling. So we're on the first floor. If we go down here, we can come underneath and you can kind of see there. You know, we'll do it better. We'll go into our tab mode here. And we'll get in underneath here a little bit. Because I really do like this. I think this is super cool. And I'm probably going to use this ceiling in like every child's room in every build I do from here on out. It's got a very cool look there. You can see like a plumb bob constellation, right? You can see a little horse constellation. Does it get any better? It doesn't. I love this. This is base game patched in. Okay. So any flooring tiles you have will now work on the ceiling. This is just with this pack. I have to admit, I love that enough. I wouldn't pay $40 for it, but I might pay $10 for it because I really do love it. I think it's so cool. I have not gone through all of the different items yet. I'm kind of going through this today, you know, just like you guys are right at this moment. And I do think that that is awesome. So I want to try some of these other ones here. You know, that doesn't have constellations, but you can see it's got some sort of peaking stars coming through. We've got that, which is clouds. And I think probably the rest of them are clouds. Yeah. That's our constellation one. That's kind of a stormier looking one, right? So I love these. You can change them on the fly. You could maybe pretend you have a sort of dynamic ceiling, right? With your kids kind of changing around. On these particular swatches, let's talk about swatches for a moment. We went through this. There were a ton of them, right? We've got 8 different swatches there. We've got 16 different swatches here. Now, I'm going to come over here and show you all of the doors on this particular door type. This is the number of swatches we have just on this one door type. This is, I think, 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 16. Excuse me, 16. There are several door types, and I'm going to throw some pictures here down the bottom. You can see them as well. I'll overlay some pictures here showing there's a wealth of different swatches in this pack. I think there's something like 150 new items, you know, in Build By, not counting Debug, not counting the Debug menu, which we will also look at. They have so many swatches that it's probably 1,000 new items if you counted each individual item, which I kind of do. Each of these does require additional work. It may be relatively minor compared to developing the item to begin with. But we've got 16 different swatches here. I think about half the doors have 16, half have 13. I actually made a note. One of them only had 12. So the one had 12. About half of the others had 13, half of the others had 16. You're going to see one picture there with the same color swatch, 4 different doors. I did the one door, like the largest version. I did every single swatch on a picture. It's going to be right next to it. All the other doors have the exact same swatches, right? So that's exactly what all the doors look like. And there is literally a ton of them. Now, on our way back over here, let's look at some of our new landscaping. These are the new terrain paints we have with the pack. We have this large one, right? This big swath of terrain paint. This entire lot is painted with this new terrain paint. We got a darker version of it. We've got some darker dirt and some lighter dirt for desert environments. None of these items are debugged, by the way. These are all available just in the regular build category or catalog. We've got this sort of lively grass, a little more dead grass, and some wildflowers. Now, again, a lot of these items, I don't think it's going to, I think it's just saying that it must not work. You know, this is an alpha version. No, there's no others of that. Okay. So maybe that's the only, yeah, that must be the only swatches. I think it's the only swatch for that as well. And that, and that, and that, and that. So those are the only swatches for each of these items. This has different swatches coming up. You can see here. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Basically the same thing, just kind of different ribbons and bunting here at the bottom. Got a new set of rocks here, kind of desert rocks, potty bush, potty woohoo bush, new potty woohoo bush. I particularly like this little item. I think it's very cute. It is supposed to be a fountain. I have not checked yet if it actually works. It does actually work. Okay, so there we go. It does actually work. And it comes in several different swatches as well. So we have Again, 8 different swatches here. I really like that one. That one's nice too. And we've got some darker ones, some lighter ones. So we got 8 different swatches on that. There are no new platform sort of surrounds, right? The platforms don't have any new foundation covers, I guess you could call it, although they're not technically foundations. This is a foundation, and this is the new foundation type that we have. It is just for foundations, not for platforms. That's why the platform has nothing on it. The foundation cover does come in some different, I think it comes in some different swatches. It does. So we've got these sort of swatches for that. Very nice, very cool, right? It looks really, really nice. I like the new dead tree. We always can use new dead trees. I also like this sort of dried out tree, right? Very deserty looking. This one reminds me a lot of the mesquite tree that we already kind of have in game. But it's cool. And it's called the wild mesquite tree. Okay, well, no wonder. There we go. That's why it reminds me of the mesquite tree. And then we have a wild ebony tree there. We have one new staircase type. As so, that of course comes in different swatches, right? Ton of different swatches. In fact, 16 different swatches here. So a lot of different swatches for this staircase. There are 2 new railings for this staircase. One that matches this type of fence, one that matches this type of fence. So depending on which one you're going to use in your house as a railing on the second floor, you got a staircase railing to kind of match it. A little bit more modern, a little more rustic. I like both of those. Let's see here. Let's take a look at, again, we're going to have a ton of new, we've got something like 12 new swatches here. Kind of a typical range of kind of paint and wood. Not too unusual, but nice, nice and typical, right? We also have in this here, this has a lot. This has 16. Again, they're going to be about the same sort of swatches that we're seeing in all of these particular items. The woods are usually going to match, the paints are usually going to match per pack, right? In a pack. Like we'll take a look here and see. Again, we've got 16 new swatches that are going to match the fence. This design, I know the design tool. I think this is a fence too. Yes, it is. But let's see if it has also, yes, 16. So it's going to have the exact same colors as the other fence there. This particular gate down here that matches the one fence has 12 different swatches. Really nice setup. I mean, I like all of these different items. I actually like the stuff in this pack so far better than I thought I would. I'm not an Old West type of guy. I'm not a Wild West type of guy. And I felt like a lot of the trailers gave that impression, like it's kind of the Old West, the Wild West, not my deal, right? But I would say a lot of the stuff works pretty well for even like this stuff, for more modern kind of builds in the Southwest, so I do like it. Again, we're going to have this standard kind of outlying sort of swatches, right? Same thing for that. Same thing for that particular gate. 14 different swatches. And then this, I think, also had 14 different swatches. So you can see they're going to match, right? Now, over here, we're going to look at our wall colors real quick before we get to our building. We've got a lot of new wallpapers. We've got something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 new wallpapers. Again, all in a huge swath of different colors, right? Different swatches. I like that blue really well. The peach is pretty too. Red. The green's nice. I mean, I love these. I do think they look really good. This is probably some of the more kind of mid-range between brand new and all tore up sort of siding, just a little weathered. And that's why I like it. We've got a couple of log cabin variations here. In fact, I guess let's just filter this by packs. Yeah, so, we've got these log cabin variations. We've got 8 different swatches on those. Okay, so you get the picture, right? These are going to be the same. They're going to match with this stuff. Okay, same stuff that we just looked at. We've got a new masonry wall here, which I particularly like as well. Really like that color. That looks really good. Can't wait to use that. In fact, I love that color right there. We've got some kind of wallpaper, 8 swatches with this wallpaper here. In my build video where I'm building the fire lookout tower as a kind of starter home, starter ranch, I do use that wallpaper for a short period before switching to, I think, this stuff or this stuff. So 8 swatches there, same 8 swatches here, right? We've got 13 swatches. Are they the same as over here? Yeah, it's going to be the same swatches. You know, this has 8 to match this stuff. And this is probably going to have 8 to match this stuff. So this matches this. This matches this. One's vertical, one's horizontal. That's our wallpaper. Now, we already went over this door. It does not close. These are our new columns. We have 4 new columns. One of them is missing. I must have accidentally erased it. Sorry about that. That is supposed to go there. Let's do this. Okay, so there's that column. We've got 4 new columns. I do like them. They look very cool. Got these new spandrels. One rustic, one a little more modern, a little more new. Gee, Jason, do they come in a bunch of swatches? They do come in a bunch of swatches that are going to look a lot like the other swatches and the other stuff. You know, the same sort of matching wood. Okay. And there's a lot on this one. This one has actually 12 different swatches on it. But yeah, kind of in the same matching wood, the same sort of tone, the same ideas. Here we go, like that. And that also has, that has a lot. That has like 14 different swatches. Again, the sort of usual spread. Okay. Over here, we've already kind of looked at these doors. We've seen a lot of this with the swatches before. I love this one. This one's very cool. I wish that these would close across it so that you get like that privacy factor. That'd be very cool. Or maybe there's a storm coming or something, right? So you pull them across. That'd be cool. I wish it wasn't just something that we could look at and pretend. I really do. I would like for those to work, but it's a cool look. I mean, I won't deny that. And that's a cool look. I love it. That's very, very nice. Love this. That's a nice rustic arch. Nothing wrong with it. This is one of the best things is the placeable shutters. Yes, the placeable shutters are super awesome. There is a good 16 different swatches here in these various colors, right? I do love those. It's nice to be able to add those. I wish we had a whole bunch of them. We don't have a whole bunch of them. We have these. But they're good. They're good for what they are. And then we've got this also in 12 different patterns, a new kind of awning. You know, I love awnings. I love placing them. They're a nice touch to the outside of the house. Give it, or structure, gives it a very finished appearance a lot of times. So we've got that. Now back here on the back, we've got all of our new windows, right? We've got this window, which is essentially kind of the same style, just in different heights, obviously. Short, medium, tall. Do they come in different swatches? Well, yes, of course they do. We've got 14 different swatches in each of them, right? 14 different swatches in each of them. And then here, same way, probably, again, these are kind of variations on the same style. And there are 14 different swatches in each of them as well, right? And probably pretty close. Same here, variations on the same style. They have 14 different swatches. That one has 16, actually. Ooh, caught me by surprise. This one has 16, so we'll run through some of these real quick here. We'll use the 16 one, kind of give us a look at what we've got going here. Let me turn the sun a little bit brighter. There we go. Kind of give us a little bit better look here of what we've got going. Looks pretty cool, right? That is only 14, and that one is 16. So for some reason, the smaller one only has 14. These two have the same 16. Over here, we have the windows really meant for the horses' stalls. Let's see here. That has 3 different swatches. gray, white, and black. Which kind of makes sense. Those don't come usually in a lot of different colors. I suppose they could, and they could be painted. You could do red or blues or something. They did not do that with this pack. As you can see, we have 3 choices. I think they're okay, and I think most people will be satisfied enough with that. This comes in 13 different colors, and it's going to match those doors that we looked at earlier swatch-wise. There was a set of doors that had 13 different swatches. Same swatches are going to apply here, as you can see, because I've almost run through all of them right there. Now, here on the roof, I don't think there were any new roofing tiles, as I recall. We're going to check real quick just to make sure I'm correct on that. There is a new roofing style. I was not correct on that. So we've got this, right? It looks like that. I like that. I like that one a lot. And then we've got a gray weathered version. That one's okay. I really like this dark one. I'm going to put that dark one on there, in fact. That looks really quite good. I quite like it. We've got a couple, well, we've got one. We've got a new dormer. Comes in 13 different colors here. Again, probably going to be designed to go along with the door that has those 13 colors, right? That'd be my guess. It's going to kind of match up with those. Probably this will come in 13. It does. Same 13 for the sort of cupola that goes on top of barns, sometimes in horse barns, stuff like that, right? The idea was, I don't know if this is still the case, the idea was a long time ago was this would act something like a chimney, so all the hot air draws up through it. When you open those windows, the hot air draws up through it, pulls cooler air through the house up through it. That was a long time ago, back in like the 1700s, maybe into the 1800s some. I don't know how well it worked, but that was definitely the theory. It was definitely the idea. And like in, I think it's either... Well, it must be Washington's house. I'm going to say George Washington's house, Mount Vernon, is where I heard this during a tour. He actually had a natural gas sort of hookup around the cupola, and you could light it, and that would cause, that heat. In theory, as it went out through the cupola, it would draw air through the house that way. Now, in theory, on paper, I can see where that makes sense. I don't know if that really worked. I don't know. And I don't know that it was his house. It could have been another house I was touring. Maybe it was a little bit later on since they were using gas. Yeah, it could have been like a house in Newport or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's the theory with that. If you were ever curious, probably weren't. But if you ever were, that was it. Okay, we're going to cut here. We're going to cut here, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at the buy stuff. I'm going to lay out a lot of buy stuff, a lot of different swatches, get everything kind of laid out for us here, and then we'll take a look. Okay, now here we are. This is the stuff. Well, not all the stuff. This is a good portion. There'll be another field after this, after we go through this stuff, of the buy selection. Okay, none of this is debug. All of this is buy. All of this is in the normal buy catalog of stuff, and there's stuff on the other side of that wall as well. I've got it laid out here in every swatch that it comes in, so you get a really full idea of what is in the pack, not just because it's one thing, okay, we got a new bed, but if we only get the bed in 3 or 4 swatches, it's not really as great as getting the bed in, say, well, I don't know what this is, 16 swatches, I think, 20 swatches? I think it's 20 swatches, right? So 20 different, iterations of the bed, colors of the bed. We're going to drop down here and look at the beds first. We're going to start basically with, kind of the kids' beds here. We've got 3 different twin options. I say these are kids' beds. They're twin beds. Adults could use them as well. So we've got 3 different styles here. And then there are 4, 8, 12, 16 swatches in each of these styles. And then 12 swatches in the top style here. We're going to go in a little bit closer. We can take a real look at it. They look pretty good. I particularly like this sort of, really colorful sort of Southwestern blanket look to it, right? Really dig that. But there are a few a little more blank canvas, right? A little more, it's going to work into a lot of different schemes a little more easily, I would say, because it's more neutral. Down here, we've got a ton of different looks. I love some of these. You know, some of them obviously designed for children. I mean, more or less. Could an adult use this on their bed? Of course they could. If you want that on your bed, if you want that on your adult Sims bed, you throw that right on there. We've got some horses. Very cool. Then this sort of line. These are kind of hard to see. Some of them, I think it's just pure white. Let's go here a little bit closer. Basically white. Let me get in an angle. How about if we go to, there we go. That's a little bit better, right? Go to kind of evening there, the evening light. We've got a great look at some of the, look how that's very vibrant, very cool. Just love that. Coming down through here, you can see all these different swatches. You know, some nice colors through here. So there's a lot to look at. We'll come down and we'll look at the double beds. The double beds, we have, I think, 12 different swatches in this particular pattern, this particular style. Again, my favorites are going to be these sort of really colorful ones. These do look a lot like the twin beds. It's just a double size. We have another, I think, 16 swatches. Yeah, 16 swatches of this particular style. Go in here where you can kind of take a better look at them. You can freeze the video course and really take a stronger look at those. Let's go over here and look at our new sleeping bags, right? These are our new bed rolls, as they call them. They are, of course, sleeping bags. We've got 4 swatches, essentially. And yes and no, 4 swatches of each. There's 8 swatches listed here, but this is kind of the child and above, like the standard twin bed size. These are toddler size, right? So these are the Little Rancher bedroll sleeping. Supports toddlers, which I loved. I'm glad they put these out here. I'm glad that we have them now. It's really, really, that's so cute. Does look like toddlers. Go in here a little bit closer here. Get a good look at those, at the good pattern, a good look at the patterns on them. Then we've got bunk beds, right? Now we've got 3 different variations of bunk beds. One with a desk and chair attached underneath, one as 2 beds, and then one as an elevated bed with room underneath. They all come in the same, let's see here, 16 swatches. So this is in 16 swatches that matches this. This is in 16 swatches that matches all of these. They're all the same swatches. We'll take a quick breeze through these here. Again, pretty nice. They look a lot like the other ones, a little bit different, but we saw the sheep over there, right? We saw the unicorns over there. Got the sort of Navajo blankets and the horses here, like that a lot. Looks very, very good. So that's our bed options, right? There's a lot of new bed options. Now, I did kind of lump in here the horse bed. So we got 3 horse beds. They're fairly close together. Really, the only difference is going to be, the sort of wood that is outlining the bed. I guess what it is supposed to hold the hay in place, right? The sort of lip wall there. We've got 6 different swatches for, this is just decorative to put near the stall. Looks like what you use to clean the stall up, right? And then we have this. I don't know that the horse will sleep on this or what it's for. It's called the Hay Now Soft Hay Rug. There are these 4 swatches in it. What can I say? They're not bad. I don't know if a horse will sleep on it. It's good. If not, I don't see it's just decorative. It's just decorative in that case. We have something like 16 swatches of this particular console table. Sort of a table goes back behind the sofa, right? There are also, I didn't do the swatches in these. Okay, as you can see, there are 14 swatches in this end table. This is the only thing I have not put the swatches in. I'm going to pull them up here this way, just real quick. I don't have to take the time to line those all out. You can see they're going to match fairly closely. We'll zoom in here a little bit closer, in fact. They're going to match fairly closely with the other tables, the other swatches on the other tables. So pretty good look there. There's those tables a little bit closer. It's a nice table. It's got some nice detailing on it. And again, these different colors. I particularly like the blue. The blues look really good with these wooden tops. I think those will come in real handy. We've got a chair. This chair is not my favorite with the blanket thrown over it and the pillows. But it's okay. It's okay. It does come in 8 different swatches. I kind of like these the best, I guess. I mean, these look probably more like some really old, tired, worn out, rat chewed, mouse chewed chair out at the ranch. Someone threw a cover over it. It's probably the most accurate look there. Some old blanket got thrown over it. We have another probably 11 here. Is that right? 11 ottoman swatches. Go down here and take a look at those. I really do like them quite a bit, especially these are really pretty. Got a few plainer ones down here. I like the green. The deep green's really nice. And then some sort of stripes and a pink one. We've got a new rocking chair in this set. The rocking chair comes in a lot of swatches. We got 4, 8, 12, 16 different swatches for our rocking chair in a wide variety of colors. Now, as always, I'd rather didn't put a pillow in it like that, but in this case, it looks pretty good. I do like these new rocking chairs. I would have liked to have one just plain, right? No pillow or anything in it, just a nice plain rocking chair. But we've got plain rocking chairs in games, so it's not a huge deal. We also have 16 swatches of this new chair, right? Let's get in here a little bit. Again, some of them I like better than others. This is not my favorite. That was kind of a style for a while in like the early 2000s where you would do the cushion in a different color. And sometimes you do the top of the cushion one color and then the sides of a cushion or fabric, sides of a cushion a different fabric. One person I knew that did it, I never did it. One person I knew that did it said, well, that way, if you wanted to use a really expensive fabric, you could just put it on here and it wouldn't cost as much, or just on here and it wouldn't cost as much, which that is true. That is true, but it was never I didn't like the style. So yeah, those are not my favorite, but I like these plainer ones in the back okay here. Again, I particularly like the green and the orange are really nice. Again, I wish they didn't have the pillows stuck on them, but okay. I do like this matching with this kind of cowhide and the darker leather chair. It looks pretty good. We've got a new dining room chairs, a couple of new dining room chairs, more than a couple. We've got, again, 16 swatches of dining room chairs in a wide range of colors, but basically the colors were kind of seen anyway, right? Green, blue, red. We've got a pink, of course. Got a range of wooden styles here. My favorite chair are these new chairs here, and I particularly like these ones with the cowhide. Very nice Western look, very cool Western look. This is also nice. This is also nice. There's some more examples of the swatches. I like this one as well. It's a nice swatch on it. Some new bar stools kind of match the chairs, again, that we've seen. We're seeing these sort of stripes, right? And a range of woods, and then the greens, the oranges, kind of a red. So kind of the same thing. I mean, it is going to be the same wood tones and the same tones overall so that the pack is cohesive in style. And when you decorate the house, it's going to have that same kind of feel through the house, so it kind of matches better. It kind of goes together. We've got a new bench for outside here, kind of a log bench. I do like this a lot. It comes in 9 different swatches, so quite a bit. We have a stool right here in front of it, 8 different swatches. Again, the woods are going to kind of match, kind of what we have seen. We've got this is just kind of it says sturdy TV stand. It is a TV stand. You can put a TV on top of it. It could work as a table or a cabinet behind a sofa or against the wall or just anything you want to do with it. It's a great all-purpose look. Some of them are a little blocked here by the, let's see here, by the things in front of it. I started to run out of room, and then finally I decided I'm just going to have to do a whole additional kind of list of these, right? There's what that one looks like better, that one. And while this worked really well, the sunset, for a while. Now it's starting to get a little tricky. The morning's not good. We could go here during the day though now. That looks pretty good, right? Those are really nice. That looks really nice. Love all of this. These look really, really good. We've got a decorative item up on top, which also has 12 different swatches. So again, we could go down here and we'll take a good look at, say, this one. There's some, I don't know, napkins rolled up in there, I guess. Is that what that is? I think so. I think a napkin, maybe some silverware rolled up in it. Got some ketchup, maybe some mustard, right? So a sort of something you put out on the table or maybe on the counter if people are going to serve themselves. You could use it for a picnic, right? Be great for a backyard sort of thing. That comes in 9 different swatches, as you can see. Now we have our kitchen cabinets. Now the kitchen cabinets, again, are going to pretty much follow the wood tones that we have. Blue, green, we got a yellow. I love the distressed look on these. It's very nice. The hardware is also very nice. Comes, of course, the exact same colors come in the bar version. The exact same colors come in the over cabinetry version. The cabinet here, we'll take a quick look and just kind of, let's see. You know, it's got the usual kind of open cabinetry here, which is really nice. I do like that. It's a different take on what we've had. That one's particularly good. That's the closed door that we've got there. A corner cabinet, and then the end with some plates in it, which I really like. This particular decorative item, sort of clutter piece, again, something to hold our utensils, maybe a sugar bowl and, I don't know, salt or something there. We'll go down here. I don't think I did these swatches either. I must have missed that. You can see there's so much stuff, and I laid it all out, and then I went back and tried to change all the swatches. So let's take a quick look at our swatches. That's one, right? There's one, and there, and 3 more. There's like 8 swatches here, so you know, a pretty good selection of colors, and that. So that's what we got for those swatches there. Coming up, we have dining room tables. So we have this dining room table comes in 12 different swatches. Again, because it is kind of, I'm going to change it to afternoon again. Since it is, you know, a wooden table, we're going to have kind of the same feel on the wood. We've got a little bit of the same feel with some of the patterns with the stripes, right? And with these sort of Navajo type of designs. I really like this one and this one over here a lot. We've got some more decorative items, these jugs of flowers and these different colors, right? And we've got some objects day art. Now, we've got some pottery, some sort of Navajo-looking pottery. Again, in a wide array of different colors. I think it looks really pretty through here. Very, very nice. There we go. These are a little more modern, of course, in here. We've got another sort of clutter item. I'm not sure what that is. Bread, maybe? Is it bread? Could be bread here. Kind of, you know, it's kind of twisted. It could also just be straw. I'm not real sure what that is. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, it's a pottery bowl with sacred medicines, of course. So maybe it's sage. You know, when you burn sage and stuff, okay, that makes more sense. So it's going to be stuff like that, maybe for burning sage, get rid of the evil spirits. They come in a variety of bowls here. I like these with the patterns on them the best, especially like that one. That one's very nice. Here at the end, we've got another wide range of floral arrangements. There is a wedding arch with this stuff, so I think these would be perfect for a country wedding, right? We've got a lot of different swatches here. Again, it looks really great. I love these kind of distressed ones the best. Probably will use them the most often. But that would be great for a wedding. Super, super nice. We've got all of these pans to set out on a counter. These are not debug items. These are items that are actually available just to kind of put out in the kitchen, right? Give us kind of a look of maybe a Le Creuset vessel, you know, kind of enameled cast iron or something like that. I love that one. That's my favorite. I like orange. If you see me point out orange a lot and say I like that one and it's orange again, that's why. The color orange is my favorite color. We've got some signage here for, you know, downtown. And then one of the things I think is cutest, this particular rug. This particular rug comes in 8 swatches. So we got some sheep. Very cute. Love it. But I really love the horses, and I particularly like these 3 horses together. It's very heartwarming. It'd be perfect for a kid's room. It'd be perfect for an adult's room. It'd really make a really nice welcome mat, too, to be quite honest. I mean, they are kind of got their little eyes closed, but that'd make a really cool welcome mat outside, I think. We've got a larger rug down here that comes in, I don't know, something like 12 swatches as well. There's a ton of swatches, but you can see them here. My favorites again are these sort of Navajo style. I also like these. We've got rugs like this though, so but I like the color of that very much. Let's go back into the afternoon and see what it looks like. Yeah, I kind of like the color of that really well. We're going to drop down here, take a look at the dining room tables. Again, we've got our kind of standard wood shades in this round dining room table. There is a decorative piece here. It is a stack of plates. Comes in green, red, kind of beige there, and white. Maybe a sort of pink or a mauve, and another kind of white. Something that looks really white. We're going to, let's turn that off, see if it makes the color looks a little bit better. Not really. Those two really do look the same to me. I guess it's kind of a blue, kind of a robin's egg blue. I would say, yeah, probably. Now we have more dining room tables here. Again, like, oh my gosh, 20 swatches for this particular table. This is a coffee table. I call it a dining room table. It's actually a coffee table. We have 20 swatches in it. Again, you're looking at your standard array, right? Standard array of wood tones with a really great new decorative object here. It is a basket, a wicker basket. I particularly like this basket. I like the designs on it. These are my favorites, the one that look more traditional Navajo. But these are also nice, and these work in either in a lot of different environments, even like a more modern environment. Very nice look. We've got sofas, you guys, and a lot of sofas. In fact, I lined these up in straight lines. You can tell there is a lot of them and a lot of swatches. The sofas, I think, have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 different swatches, and the barrels have 9 different swatches. We'll take a look at the barrel first here. It's just a barrel. I don't think it actually works as a end table, but let's see real quick if it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, so it works as an end table, kind of a high table, right? Or a table maybe by a door outside of business. So it does work as a table. Very, very cool. We're going to run along our sofas here. Take a good look. I like this pattern. I kind of didn't like this setup with the chairs. But I do like the color of those seats. I mean, I do, and I do like the cowhide on it. I don't like the mismatched pillows, though, still. And overall, it's not my favorite. I don't think I'll use it very much. While I might use this for a Western decor, I doubt it gets used much at all. Back here, we have a little bit more standard pattern. So we've got some stripes. Very nice. And we've got some plain sort of leather looks, just like the chair that this matches. We got orange, green, red, browns, tans, dark browns. We have something I think is really cool here. This has the look and the appearance of a church pew. A lot of times the old country churches, if they close down, they go under, they will sell the pews, right? Sometimes they sell the pews before they go under. I've seen churches sell off excess pews before in order to generate funds to continue to stay open. Plus, if you don't need them, you might as well. Why close prematurely? This comes in several different wood type swatches with pillows on it, of course. I'll give the pillows a little bit more of a pass on those because it is kind of a hard bench, right? We got another style bench here next to it. We're going to go into sunset mode there, get a better look at some of those patterns on those. Very nice patterns, pretty simple every day. We have a great selection of benches here, kind of like an Ottoman style bench. Again, they match the sofas when it comes to their swatches, which I kind of like because I do like that fabric. So I at least could use this bench with these fabrics on it in some location. I think it looks really beautiful. It's so colorful, really, really nice. Over here, we're going to have some end tables. Again, our kind of selection of wood tones, right? Wood tones, painted legs, nothing wrong with them. Kind of standard, what we're seeing, right? Now, let's pull out a bit here. We'll go over here and take a look at the bathroom stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. This is starting to seem really daunting, isn't it? I mean, this is really daunting, you guys. There's so much here. We've got 14 swatches of one desk style in the different wood colors. We've got something like 16 swatches of this particular desk, which is one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. It's kind of a drop front desk. It would be great if the front did open and close. I would really like that. But it's still, We're going to pull back just a little bit there. We can see we've got a nice green, blue, reds, nice kind of light blue down here. So it's a really, really pretty setup. We have something like 16 swatches, again, wood swatches for our clothing rack. There are yet to come 2 different types of clothes on hangers that can be hung from these, and then they operate just like the Dream Home Decorator hangers do as an actual dresser. We've got a selection of end tables, another selection of end tables, right? Shorty shelf, they call it, in our colors there. And another sort of hutch this time. Looks like the TV stand a little bit, kind of the same colors and the same swatches. There are 12 of those, but they're very, very nice. And I've booked in them with a decorative piece, the bath cabinet. Again, in the same wood tones that we've seen. This new freestanding sink is a big hit with me. Love the colors there. And I particularly like this new tub. Really like it. Really love this one. And this one looks so great. There's only 8 swatches of the tub, but they're gorgeous and I love them. We have a new dance floor, as everyone's aware of, and with a new dance style, right? Here's the 8 swatches that it comes in. Both the medium and large come in the exact same swatches. We've got this new shower. There are, 12 new showers here. So a lot of shower swatches, different wood tones, some different shower curtains tucked in there. I do really like the shower as well. I think they're very cool. Next to that are our new freestanding mirrors, our kind of standing mirrors in the same wood tones, but they're cool. I like them. Nice addition. And then a kind of older mudroom cubby. It is not a bench. It does look like a bench, right? It looks like a mudroom bench. I don't believe it acts like a bench. I'm going to try that out during gameplay, I think. I think it's just a cubby. It's why it doesn't say bench. It would be interesting if the coats would hang from this, like they hang from that. So in the next segment, when we're looking at the hanging clothes, I'm going to see if they hang here too. We'll check that out. Over here, we've got a new kind of hutch, right? This new prairie china cabinet, they're calling it. It comes in, I don't know how many swatches. You can see here our array of wooden styles. There's a ton of swatches, a ton of looks here. Now, let's get down here. This is kind of the bar stuff, right? We've got a new piano, new upright piano, 8 different swatches. I really like these, especially like this one and this one. It's very nice. We had these, what do they call them? The stackable nectar storage racks. And they do stack, you guys. Check that out. They do stack. They come in this array of colors, of course. And the thing that's really cool about these, I went over this in my gameplay video as well. The bottles, okay, when you make a bottle of nectar, you put them in here one at a time. And so when you come over, I didn't think they would actually even work, right? I thought they were just decorative and they'd be empty. No, when you bring a bottle of nectar over, like bring it from your inventory and slide, drop it over there, it shows up as a single bottle. It doesn't all fill up. It only fills up as you add bottles to it, right? So it holds 13 bottles total. And when it reaches 13, it's full, and you'll see 13 bottles at that point. But if you put 1, you see 1. If you have 5 in here, you will see 5, right? That's one of the cooler things, I think, in this pack is this item. It really surprised me, and it works like a real wine rack for storage, right? I loved it. I still love it. We've got 5 different swatches for our nectar making contraption, our fruit stomping bucket. We've got a few decorative items, 8 swatches in this one, 10 swatches down here for the barrel. I think these are cute. I mean, I do think they're really cool for decorative. I mean, obviously, they don't do anything like those do, right? Those do stuff, but they are very cute. We've got some larger versions here for when you really want to drink, when you are really thirsty. And it comes in a selection of, I think here, 10 different colors. Yeah, 10 different colors in that particular item. Another neat thing that was in just a regular buy catalog are these 8 separate swatches of horse trailer. Very nice yard jewelry. Again, not functional. So kind of yard jewelry, but I think really quite nice and it was good to see them in there. And I have kind of a neat idea to blow them up just a little bigger with the tool mod, so they're not much bigger than they are, and build a little camper inside there, right? Like a little tiny house in there. We're going to see how that turns out. Okay, now I haven't got to try that yet because I don't have any mods in the alpha version of this game, right? This is completely vanilla, so I'm on to wait till the actual game launches, but I'm going to give that a shot and see if it works. Down here for our bar, we have 8 different swatches, again, in wood tones, right? Kind of the same wood tones. These little mats on the back do change a little bit from bar to bar. I mean, not a huge amount. And I think some of them are the same, but there is a little bit of variation. We have these stacked and ready to ship decorative wine cases. Again, there are 8 swatches in those. Now, we're going to come to a lot of the outdoor stuff here. But before we do that, we'll take a look at the wall, right? This is our wall. Let's see here. That's nighttime. That's the morning. Let's go with the morning look here for this side of the wall. Obviously, we have some new curtains, just one set of new curtains. There are 12 swatches in them. Well, these things I particularly like, again, they're just decorative, but they have a great look, a great kind of country look, and this works for anything. This works for a lot of different decor styles. You can see our different swatches, again, done out in wood, pretty much like we've come to expect, right? Right. I do love them. They're very cool, though. On this side, we have a new hanging sort of curio cabinet here in 16 different swatches. This is some of our new artwork. It's more of like a postery type of artwork, but you can see the different sort of styles we have going here. I wish we just had several more styles of this type of art, the way this looks. I adore that. I absolutely love it. It reminds me a lot of an actual artist, and I'll have to, if I can find it, I'll look up his name. But he's an excellent artist, and I love his art, and this kind of reminds me of it. So I wish we had more of that. That's what I really wish. We do get 7 swatches of this, which is a little bit more typical of art. We'll zoom in here. It looks very cool. I love that. It's sheep and goats and farms and the local area, right? The local sort of desert area where we live. Now, we're going to pull back here. We've got several different bucket training courses, right? Sort of a standard wooden bucket, and then maybe a little bit more modern style here that have been painted. Kind of competition looking, right? These are, I don't think that these will actually work as this course, right? You have to have this actual course set. See how you pull it out there? It's got another one at the end for the horses to go around. So I don't think you could say set these up like this, right? To make some sort of kind of crazy course or anything. I don't think so. I've not tried that yet, but I think these are just decorative, like a coffee table. I wonder, let me grab, can I reach any sort of decorative item? Let me see here. Anything will do. Yeah, we'll grab this clutter here, and we'll see how it works. There we go. See, it looks like it slotted into place. I think it did slot into place. No, it's floating. Okay, so let's try this. Let's go about this a different way. Put that back there. The floating magical stuff. Okay, so it doesn't slot into place, so it's not being used as a coffee, as a table, like an end table. So I don't know. I really don't know what they are, but I don't think that they work to set up your own custom course. That's kind of where that's coming from. There is nothing. This 55-gallon drum that once held nectar has been restored as decor. Okay, there's our answer. It is just decor. So I didn't want there to be any confusion. It's right here by the actual training barrels. It was where I have it set up, but it's not a training barrel. Then we have these sort of, what do they call these? Vintage horse jumps. I was going to say where the horse jumps. So there you go. Vintage horse jumps, more of a traditional style. I really like these. These are some of my favorites. Over here, we have the more modern style where you can change the height, right? You can change the height up and down. And it comes in a wide variety of colors, right? A whole bunch of colors there. They look really, really good. I particularly like these. These are so pretty. Love those. Love the painted versions. We've got 3 different versions of the sign this time, right? 3 different versions of the sign. And then the balls that the horse likes to play with, I don't know, we've got a bunch there. You can see them all there. The sports ones are kind of my favorite. I think they look really cool. We've got 3 kind of mild variations of the fire ring. This is our prairie grass, right there. This is the decorative version of the salvage barrel. So it is the decorative version of the natural style versus that painted style. We got a really cute gnome here. He is with a covered wagon. Now, one thing that I was thinking was, like, if he's moving around the lot, you know how they make mischief, and move around the lot? Does he bring the whole wagon with him? Right? Will the whole wagon fit wherever he goes? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't move. Maybe he's not a magic gnome. I don't know that either. I might put him on my lot just to see kind of what he does. You can see our different kind of looks there. I think the wagon's changed. I was about to say it looks like they stay the same, but no, they do change as well as the gnome himself. And then there are 4 flags back here advertising our festival, of course, our competition, our horsing competition. They look good. We've come to they look normal, like we've seen before. And 6 different versions of the porta potty, right? Of the country porta potty, the country outhouse there for 2 people, always surrounded by flies. It is nasty. It is so nasty. And then we've got 7 different versions of this particular sort of arch gate for a ranch, right? Sort of the arch gate for a ranch. 8 versions of this, which is our rustic welcoming arch, right? Looks very cool. We've got, this is the brand bearer ranch sign, fair and square. So, okay, there you go. There's 8 versions of that as well. So for some reason, we only have 7 of these, but we've got 8 of the other ones. They all look really good. And that, whew, oh my gosh. That is part of our buy catalog. I'm gonna leave that picture here for a second. I'm gonna do a scene cut now, and we'll come back with the rest of our buy catalog. And depending on how big Debug is, I might have a few Debug items out. We might just scan through Debug. I don't know, because I haven't looked at Debug very much yet. So far, I've pretty much just been doing this stuff, right? Just normal, regular, everyday stuff. Not going through Debug to see what I can play around with. Okay, scene cut. Okay, and what we have here, of course, is what's left of our buy catalog, and then a selection of Debug items. This is not everything in Debug, not by a long shot. And some of the Debug items were so massive and so huge that I didn't even try placing them on this lot because some of them were actually complexes of shells all connected together. So we're going to look at what is left of the buy catalog over here first. There are actually quite a few items here because there are several items on the other side of this wall. Over here, of course, we have our, what I've been affectionately calling our meat machines, the new barbecue grill with this pack in 3 separate colors. The potty bush comes in only one, I'm afraid, only one color. And then we have this selection of rugs here. This one, of course, looks more like a kid's rug, as does this one and this one. But then we have 3 a little more adult versions or a little more sophisticated versions, not quite so cartoonish, over in this area here. Let me take the grid off. There we go. We also have a few more decorative items and then some lamps as well. So the decorative items are, these flower arrangements inside these just old vases. What are they calling these? Just happy wild flowers is what they are. I guess they're maybe like milk containers, like when they would deliver milk delivery containers. And we have, I think this is actually a light. This is like a candle tray, and I think it does operate, like a candle, like a light. We've got some other lights along here. We've got this selection of table lamps in a variety of colors and wood tones, as we've come to see. And the old lantern look lamp, I think this is supposed to be a candle. Well, it says functional off the grid, and it is a Lone Star lantern. So I think it is actually supposed to be sort of a candle, right? A candle for The Sims. And we have the old radio, this old-fashioned radio, again, in the same selection of wood tones and colors that we've come to expect. Okay, that's very cool. I love the new radio. I think it's awesome. Back on this side, we're going to take a look at several wall-mounted decor items. The first one is this little sort of goat, right? A little sort of pressed tin or metal cut goat, I guess, goat cut out of metal. It comes in all these different swatches, which is essentially this 6 colors facing this way and this way. The same is true of all 5 of these particular cuts, right? So we've got a sheep, a cow, a llama, a chicken, and I think a cow plant was what that one was. Is that right? I think so. Cow plant. So they also come same way, facing one another in the same colors. We have the freezer bunny in these 6 colors, and then we have a sort of Star of Texas, maybe you'd call it, right? Star within a circle also comes in these 6 colors. There's kind of some, well, they're not billboards really, a sort of banner, sort of stretchable, pinnable banner in 7 different patterns. Those are very cool. We've got this sort of banner, a sort of wall decor, sort of hanging wall decor. Also looks very, very nice. That is in 15 different patterns. And then these wood blocks, right? These sort of cut wood. I don't know what you call them. Like I call them wood blocks. It's where you cut pieces of wood together, like a wood mosaic. It's like a wood mosaic. We've got 10 different versions of that. These look really good. You know, very Southwestern, very Navajo. Got a horse one here. Super cool. Very nice. Back over to this side, we'll just start down at this end and work our way down. The first thing here, these are the trophies. So 2nd place, 3rd place, 1st place horse trophies. These are the hanging clothes for this rack, but I guess also this rack. I mentioned a little bit ago that I would test and see whether they worked on this rack, the hanging clothes, and they do. So this also is a functional wardrobe. They each come in like 10 different swatches, right? So these are all the same, just different colors, slightly different patterns as you look through here. Very cool. It's a little hard to see these, but you kind of get the gist here of what you're receiving color-wise to put into your closet, right? All the same shapes. It's just the colors and patterns that are changing. We've got something like 8 different bars, again in wood tones. I like the white one. That's very cool. So we've got 8 different bar backs. Not really bars. They're bar backs, right? They are the back of the bar that the actual bar sits in front of. And I don't know if the wood tones match. I assume they do, right? I assume that the bar wood tones match the bar back wood tones. I did not check that. If you can roll the video back and see if it looks like they match, I assume they do. I assume they do. Coming on here, we have the horse stuff. We have the hay trough and the water trough. Each of these come, as you can see, in 12 different swatches. All wood tones, of course, and much as we've come to expect color-wise. In fact, they pretty much match, you know, pink to pink, blue to blue, stuff like that. This is one of my favorite items. This is a new kid's toy. This is the kid's playhouse. It, of course, is a barn. I think it comes with a little farmer doll, as I recall, right? It also comes in 7 different colors. Looks very nice. We have just a mock-up of a saddle on a saddle form in 8 different colors. It's just decorative, doesn't do anything else. And then this sort of box here at the back, right? It's sort of storage boxes. They come in 13 different colors, as does this large one. So this large one comes in all of these colors as well. Again, the same wood tones we've kind of come to expect as we've looked through all this stuff. We'll start here on the wall and work our way down towards those light fixtures. This is a light fixture, okay? It comes in about 12 different shades there, you know, of metal, right? Greens, blues, golds. We've got this cow skull. Also comes in 10 different swatches. The new wood-fired stove, I guess you'd call this, or a firebox or a wood box, comes in also, let's see here, 10 different swatches. Same colors we've come to expect, red, green, blue, white. I really like that one. That's cool. I love the green too. The green's very, very pretty on that. We've got 8 swatches on our new fireplace, our new brick, or not brick, our new stacked stone fireplace and mantle. Back here, these are a little hard to see. These are like kind of pans that you would hang on the wall as kitchen decor. I kind of got the lighting in the way a little bit, but you can make it out here, the different colors that they come in. Again, very close to what we have. Now, I'm going to zoom in here on these because they look the same from a distance. They're not the same. Let me see here. Here we go. There, that's pretty good, I think. So each of these has a different pattern on the front. So you can tell here. So there's a gold around the barrel and a sort of copper or maybe a bronze for third place and a silver for second place. So there are 4 different competitions and a medal for each one for each of the separate places. That's why there's 12 of them. Whoops, wrong button. Over here we have these pressed metal or cut metal items. Much like on the other side, they are facing each other and they come in these different colors. So there's this color, this color, this color, this color, green, red, right? And all 3 of these come in all of these patterns and colors as well. Then we have the horseshoe, comes in 6 different swatches. Lastly, our light fixtures here. These are my favorite. I love these sort of stable lights. We have 12 different colors for the stable lights. You can see them there. And the medium and long version come in the exact same 12 colors. Our sort of chandelier style, we have 8 colors of each style, right? But it's the same 8 colors. So we have 8 swatches here. We'll turn it around this way. Again, this might not have been the best idea. I should have probably put them out separate on the ground. But you get the point. It's the same stuff we've been seeing color-wise. Got the kind of the same tone, kind of a wood look. And in medium and long, the same 8 swatches. Out here in Debug, you can see we have a wide variety of things. Several different bridges, including the covered bridge is available. We got some old sort of ruins, sort of some ruined items. I love the trucks. The trucks look really great. You've got several new looking trucks and a brand new looking truck. And then the ruins or remains of a truck. Also maybe, I don't know if that's supposed to be for water or gasoline, probably for water, maybe that you would pull behind the truck. I haven't necessarily seen one of those, but it's obviously refillable. It could be for gasoline for a tractor that you would bring out to the farm because you'd have to go into town to get it a long time ago. And even still today, a lot of ranches and farms will have a tank with diesel or well, usually diesel. They'll have diesel in it so that you can easily refill equipment on site instead of trying to take it into town, right? Because it's easier to bring the diesel out there than to take all the equipment into town. So that might represent that, maybe, not sure. We've got a lot of great new train pieces, including this locomotive. Kind of go down here and take a look at it. Very cool. Love that. Love the locomotive. Got some more pieces of it over here. Several container cars, kind of a coal car maybe. And you have these sort of, I guess you might call it faded signage. Let's go here and see if we can look against this a little bit better. I don't have cheats turned on. One moment. See, you can kind of put it against a wall, like so. And it gives the impression of, you know, a faded sign on the side of it. It doesn't work perfect with the boxcar, but you kind of get the idea. The interesting thing was the painted horse was in Debug, and unusual for Debug, this particular horse came in all these swatches as one Debug item. So when you clicked on the item and had those swatches to choose, normally these would not be set like that in Debug. Normally each one would be separate. So there would be 8 separate Debug entries. So it almost feels like maybe they intended it as a buy item, an item in the buy catalog, because it was set up with the swatches. And maybe it's just currently still in Debug. Who knows? Maybe once the game comes out, it'll be in buy catalog. But for now, it was in Debug, and I brought them out just to show that if you're interested in those horses, you can find them. I love the painted one the best. Put them out around town. That's the other sculpture there in town. Got some signage, a lot of signage. In fact, there's a lot of signage over here as well. You'll see that around town. That's all in Debug. And then, you know, stuff like this, you know, a little sort of train platform type of building. The grain tanks from in town, you know, this one's in the park. We've got a water tank. We've got a windmill, crossing guard, some fencing, a signage. Now, the interesting thing was this. You know, it's Debug as well, and it's a unicorn. And I don't know where or why or how, as I make this video, this figures into the game. Now, I know, yes, in CAS, there is a strap-on unicorn horn that you can put on your horse to pretend he's a unicorn. But I really don't have any idea what this particular item has to do with it. I don't know why that would be there. I have not seen a statue yet in town that looks like this. And I don't know. I mean, I've still got a ways to go, right, of going through this pack. So I don't know if there's still something secret that I don't know and I haven't come across. I don't know. I guess in a future video, we'll all know, because I'll probably have in a video. But yeah, that was really weird to come across that. Now, these are, of course, for when your horse is passed on. This one was an urn. There's a special urn for the horse when the horse passes. When I placed the urn out here, it turned into a tombstone. So I don't know. But it was an urn. There is a special urn. Stretch of rocks, some hay. And that is about all I put out there, a couple of billboards. So that's what I selected from Debug. I thought these items were particularly cool, right? I really liked them. And I didn't want to try to put everything out there. It just gives you an idea of what's in Debug if you are curious about going in there and kind of looking around for build items. And that is our build by selection for this game. So what do I think about it? I think that it's pretty good. I think that we get a pretty good showing for an expansion pack like normal. There are a ton of swatches of each item here. That alone is really good. I like to have a ton of swatches. There were a lot of them. You saw on the last page, pretty much filled the whole 64 by 64 lot. We still had this stuff to go. And then if you throw in Debug, which I, as a builder, do and a lot of builders do, there's a ton of stuff in this pack, a ton of new stuff. I was really surprised how much I liked the Western theme. I did not expect to like it. It is not normally my cup of tea. I don't decorate like that a lot. But as far as this pack went, and as far as when I was playing this pack, I loved it. Some things like this I adore and probably will use quite a bit. I might use this quite a bit too, especially in mudroom applications. I can definitely see putting it into a whole range of houses. Same thing's true of this particular firebox. I really like those. Glad to see it. The radio. Probably will use it all over the place. So, you know, when I first saw it, same thing with the kids, you know, Dollhouse down there, same thing. So when I first saw this pack, I thought, you know, I'm really not into Old West. The trailers gave this impression to me almost that the cast stuff was all going to be costumey and the build by stuff was all going to be the Old West, right? So that you could recreate Old West stories. to me, it doesn't come across that way once you have it. It does feel like stuff that you could use a lot more often than just in a Wild West setting, a Wild West storytelling. It's one of my problems with some of the marketing with The Sims is that inevitably you watch those first couple of trailers and you think, I don't know, I'm not very excited about this. And it should make you excited, and then it doesn't. So I'm much more excited after looking at it. I'm much more excited after going through it, building with it, and playing through some of this pack. I do think there is a good build buy showing here and a good build buy selection. I also think you should hit like, subscribe, and notify, of course, if you've enjoyed this video. Whole host of videos out for this pack, Horse Ranch. There's a cast video, a world tour, some gameplay videos, an overall review. And coming up, I will have an RM Cascadian series utilizing this pack in conjunction with the city of Oasis, continuing my RM Cascadian series. So that'll be coming as well. So please hit like, subscribe, and notify so you can follow along with that. And in the meantime, and for this time, thanks for watching.